Okay, quick Friday morning radar update. So, a little bit of news on CLG this morning, as if the market knew something yesterday with that high volume day. So, on volume today, normal retrace area. What else is on volume in the portfolio today? SDI is on volume today as well, actually. It's traded 47%. Moving on. Quick look in the markets are doing. Just bumbling around there, aren't they? Commodities have been whacked recently, haven't they? A little bounce in copper and that, but I don't think the stocks are doing too well at the moment. As always, you know, it's always seems to be the case that when retail start talking about these themes, it's usually, you know, when the theme runs out of steam. So, thankfully, made some compounded huge gains on the metals stocks I was in. The last one what went. So, move on from that. Volume leaders. Oh, let's quickly just have a quick look what dollar bull's doing. Yeah, you know, it's bouncing. But TLT still rising as well. It's done nothing but go up since, in how many months this now? 2, 3, 4, say 5 months it's been rising. And yeah, it's, you know, bumped into this little bit of resistance here. The voodoo average, as if by magic. But 5 months it's been rising there, and you know what yes, you know, you could get this kind of action where it bumbles on down here again, but will interest rates, you know, take off, or will they just basically fade back into line? You decide. You know my opinions on things like that. If it's obvious, it's probably not as obvious as you think it is. Moving on. Quick look through the volume leaders today. We should have traded 21% to be on average volume. Treat. Reverse vol base, kind of working on a bit of a hammer in the morning session, but it really doesn't matter what it does early doors. See how they close is probably the more important thing. Well, definitely the more important thing in my view, but you know, pretty normal area for this thing to grind into. It's been going sideways pretty much for most of the year. You know, this little key level here, what was resistance should become support. It's an area, not an exact science. What was resistance becomes support. Very simple. And when that fails, you know, trends change. So CLG's in there. Too much coffee this morning. Let's have a quick buzz through these and then jump into the small caps. MOTR. Early doors, I would say, but if where we are in this pullback, we're still not in a shallow pullback area. The market's had one bad day. We're not in a shallow pullback area yet. So you've got to be just conscious that ones what are in pullback areas now, There might be stronger stocks, better stocks, what will, come into those pullback areas if the market does grind a bit lower. So, when you're working with risk, and if you've got 10, just mute that, if you've got 10 toes of risk to dangle, don't be dangling 5 in a short period of time. If you spread your buys out, buying the best merchandise as the market gets into those pullback areas. Obviously, I'm never trading the markets, but I'm conscious of the market swings. And, when we watch the GTRS as well, we like to watch that populate as well. And it's not populated one bit yet, is it? Nothing's really pulled in. There's stuff drifting a bit, but, I'm just going to have a look now. Yeah, there's a smattering of stocks in pullback areas, so not many. So a little bit of news on this today. Matthew was asking about it last night. Yeah, there's no guidance on this or anything. So whether it updates on the end of day on the share scope, whether it updates over the next week, we will see. We'll see where they go with that. But in the world of sort of rules-based methodology, where I trade my signal, if I see it in the GTRS, I will revisit. But I didn't see no guidance in it either. But I only browsed over it very quickly. If they're rising, we will see them. Is the basics of that. Reverse fall base on Virtue, VTU. This is ticking up but decelerating. It's one of my most hated sectors, I suppose, but decelerating on the pre-tax but accelerating on the others, and it looks like earnings breakout as well. Yeah, so we're trading towards that'll be the normalized numbers, so we're looking forward again towards 22, I think, on those. Let's have a look. Yeah, so yeah, it kind of interesting if you like that area. It's an area where I kind of rotate rather than hang on for dear life. QXT, I think that got a tip yesterday, didn't it, or something, in one of the magazines. It broke out months ago, didn't it? Slow mover, that one. Filtronic, it's, I wish this thing would just hurry up and die. it always hits the screens but never goes anywhere. So quick look what we're doing today. We're just range bound at the moment. Well, we've taken the lows out on the 250. In the UK, across the board, we've taken the lows out. Range bound inside day on the DAX, inside day on the FTSE 100, inside day on the 250. But see if it can hold. I'll tell you what a bullish sign is. I'll just show it on the DAX. A bullish sign is where you see it take the lows out of the range and then flip and take the highs out of the range. This is the range. And the old offside move catches everyone on the wrong side of the market, a bit like a gap down does when it takes the high of the day out. So that is what's happening today. We will see how that goes through the morning. The sun is out. I am going to leave the office now. Okay.